I guess I tried to narrow everything down to what was most important to me. And I think the message, more or less, I think you can read into it however people may read into it, but for me it was about what really is a teammate. And I think that's what it came down to ultimately. And I'm just saying that right now for the first time, but a teammate really is there for you through the highs and the lows and the ups and the downs, and no different than a coach. And I think when I look at my career, I wish I'm proud of the teammate and the player that I was, but mostly the teammate that I was. Yeah, and I don't know. I think that was my main point when I look back.
This was the first time I've been to the National Soccer Hall of Fame. And it was really interesting walking through the exhibits, seeing photos, videos, memorabilia of people Grant and I had talked about over the years, who he had covered over the years, and it just felt very familiar in that sense. Like it was the people who were part of our lives in that sense. Grant, from the beginning of his career, was really focused on how to bring the U.S., include the U.S. in this global sport, and to get Americans to understand and appreciate soccer, to love soccer the way he did, but also for the rest of the world to see Americans on the soccer stage the way he did. And yeah, I think just being in this place and everything that it represents is very in line with what he was trying to do.
Did you reflect on anything? Did you see something in the crowd that made you remember something from your career?
Yeah, I think like I wrote that speech and I'm like, oh, I'm good. You know, like you're prepared, and then you're like, oh, I'm not gonna cry. And then I think for me, it's just like my family, seeing my daughter, even though she wouldn't look at me, seeing her, seeing my family in the crowd, and just like realizing my journey. I feel like it was like full circle for me.
What did it feel like up there? This is such an incredible honor to win this and be inducted into Hall of Fame. I think I've overwhelmed, more overwhelmed than I thought I would be, just watching all the stories and the speeches. But then when I got called up and my son doing the speech, it got me choked up. So for me, it was super important just to honor the people that came before, honor my family, and share this award with them.
I've never been here before to the actual Hall of Fame, so I think you're just kind of overwhelmed with just the memorabilia, I think, and then obviously you start to see the names on the jerseys and just the iconic things that are in the shelves and on behind the screens. Yeah, it's kind of surreal a little bit, I think, to think that you're a part of history, and I think as a coach you just kind of go about your job and do your thing, and then suddenly you're seeing people that you've worked with, and to think that you're a part of that, it's pretty a little bit overwhelming, not gonna lie.